Hey everybody. Happy Saturday night. Um, I'm gonna give it a few minutes, obviously, to let a few people jump on because I do have some specific people that want to watch tonight. Um, like the title said, I am gonna be interviewing a property owner who lives on the border, the US-Mexico border. Oh yeah. I'm excited for this one, you guys. Um, but while we're waiting for a few people to jump in, I just want to say, hey, I'm Laura, and you're watching Atomic News TV. And just a couple things before I get going. Hey, deplorable Bobby, glad you made it. You must have finished editing your video. Either that or you took a break. Um, I want to say thank you to my moderators for being or coming in tonight. I welcome back to Florida Jim. He should be in here tonight. He hasn't been feeling well, so yay, welcome back, Florida Jim. Um, of course, Mr. Atomic will be here and Lisa will be here moderating. So thank you always to my moderators who rock my socks. Um, you guys, just so you know, Black Bart is Mr. Atomic. Ah, that's why he said, thank you, dear. Hey, Patrick. Hi, Janet. Hi, Maureen. How you guys doing? Um, Before I get going, I want to make, well, I'm actually going to make a couple big announcements, I think, in this live stream. But the first one I want to make, as I'm kind of warming you guys up, is a collaboration I'm going to be doing soon. And it's going to be kind of like I'm going to be doing a five-way collaboration with me, Let's Be Frank, Pinoy News, the Wright Brothers, and Triggered Newscast. And what we are going to be doing in the next couple weeks is covering the Democrat, yes, you heard me, Democrat presidential candidates for 2020. We're going to go over the policies and the breakdowns of their platforms so you guys know what the craziness is coming from the left. Um, each of us are kind of assigned a few candidates, and each of us are going to be making videos in regards to those candidates. Those videos are going to be posted and hosted on the Let's Be Frank YouTube channel. And then after all of the videos have been dropped, we will come together as a collaboration, kind of like a, for lack of a better term, I don't know, debate on all those candidates. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun, you guys. I'm so excited. Um, should I tell you who I'm doing? Hmm, I don't know. Should I tell you? You guys want to know which candidate I'm gonna cover? Pocahontas! You like my feathers? Those were my feathers. Um, so that is one of the candidates I'm going to cover is Pocahontas. So, Elizabeth Warren. So that is going to be one of the videos that I'm going to be doing. God, I need to learn how to turn off my alerts while I do my live streams. But anyway, you guys, we are going to talk tonight. There's so much going down on the border still. Like I could give you guys major news updates on the border like every other day, but girl has to rest sometime. But tonight, thanks to United Constitutional Patriots, I am going to be talking to a landowner who lives on the US New Mexico border. And he's going to basically give us his testimony on what he sees, what he experiences, and some of the losses and things he's been up against while living on the border. I know there are people out there that think there's no crisis and there's nothing going on the border, and that is most definitely not true. And we're going to talk about that tonight. There are 34 people in here and only 9 likes. So you guys make sure you hit the like button at some point while you're here. He knows I'm going to be calling. He knew I had to kind of warm you guys up a little bit and get into the game. So, you guys, after I talk to him, I want you to know that I will take a couple phone calls. I charged my burner phone today. It's fully charged. And after I talk to him and interview him, I'll let you guys have a chance to call in and let me know what you think about the things that you heard or your thoughts about anything going on in regards to the border. And then I have another announcement to make. So if you want to hear what that is, you just have to hang in there. Uh, so give me a sec just to give him a call here. No, I don't want to text message anybody. Hold on. You know, this darn burner phone is like from, you'd think it was from the 1990s. Um, Give me just a sec here.
Hello?
Hi, it's Laura from Atomic News.
Hey.
How you doing?
Great. I was waiting your call. Pretty good. Been busy this afternoon. Unfortunately, I've caught a bunch this afternoon, but I didn't have my phone with me, so I couldn't take pictures, and I couldn't leave them unattended and come back inside and get my phone.
No worries. That's understandable.
Today I've caught El Salvadorans, Hondurans, Guatemalans, and even some people from Ecuador.
Oh my gosh. How many did you catch?
All total, about 30.
Wow, and that's just one day.
Oh, that's just one afternoon.
That's just one afternoon. Wow. So I
personally have caught as many as 68 in 4 hours.
68 in 4 hours. Oh my gosh. That's
But
crazy.
I have a great dog that helps me do it. I've got a dog. She's half German Shepherd and half Coyote.
Wow. What's her name? What's her name?
Her name's Athena.
Athena?
And she scares the living hell out of them.
Oh, good. Good girl.
You can't broadcast this. She doesn't bite.
Okay. She's just scary looking, right?
Yeah, she's got some dark gold and black eyes, and when she bristles up and starts growling and shows her teeth, you pretty much do whatever she wants you to do.
And they say, yes, ma'am.
Exactly. And like I said, I've taught her not to bite because the last thing I need to do is get sued. See, here's the thing. She's actually an illegal species.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I don't want her to bite somebody and then end up putting her down.
Right. Gotta always be careful. Even with the tiniest little dog, you know, it could happen with any dog. So
Oh, absolutely.
I'm glad that you have her then, because it sounds like it's pretty crazy down there. Now,
it is.
I have like a whole ton of questions that I can ask you, but but when I ask them, I want you to know that if there's anything that you can't answer just because, you know, of safety or security, or you don't want to give out specific information, it's okay to say, I can't answer that. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you want me to refer to your real name or if you want to give an alias.
Just my first name is fine. And
right.
The only reason for that is I've got an 11-year-old daughter. We live in El Paso, okay? 99% of El Paso is liberals, even the kids, and I don't want my daughter getting hurt. So
of course.
Just my first name.
Okay, so I can say your first name. We're good.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So then I guess I'll kind of ask away, and you feel free to just talk away when I ask questions. I mean, there's no real structure that we need to stick to, but I have like a whole bunch. I have a lot of things I want to know.
Okay, well, I'll answer what I can.
Okay. So I understand that your property is near what they call the monument. Is that correct?
My property corners on Monument 1.
Monument 1, okay. And when you say corner, is that how
150 acres here.
Okay.
The southeast corner is Monument 1.
Okay. So you are right by New Mexico, Texas, and Mexico, like right there, kind of like.
Yeah, I can walk down there. I'm right now sitting about 100 yards from being able to stand in all 3 places at the same time.
Wow, that's crazy. That's kind of like 4 corners in Colorado, huh?
Yeah. And it's funny because I'm from back east, and I used to joke with my family when I first came down here that, you know, I can go to Mexico anytime they want. And they said, well, don't you have to go to the the bridge? No, I just walked into my backyard.
You can just walk right over. How long have you how long have you lived there? Have you lived there all your life, or is this something that you?
No, no. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
Um, I used to be a truck driver,
Uh-huh.
and I met my wife in Juarez back in 2004,
Mm-hmm.
and I got married. And I actually lived over there for 3.5 years in 2005 and 2009. When the violence was at its worst, that's when I said enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we went to Cincinnati. We stayed 2 years. She didn't like it. She didn't like being away from her family, so we came back out, and I've been working here ever since. This is actually, I don't know if you know anything about El Paso or not. I'm on a very unique piece of property. It's actually a brick plant, but we quit making brick 6 years ago because the market died.
Okay.
We're working on a different project now that involves biofuel.
Oh.
And there's only 2 of us here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and when we shut the brick plant down, people started breaking in and stuff from across the border. So we decided it was better and cheaper if I just lived here
Mm-hmm.
instead of hiring security. Because once we shut down, there was no more income, and it was easier for one of us to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And since I had just split up with my wife, this was the best idea for me to live here.
Right, right. So you can that way you're living there and you're protecting your land. I can see how that would be definitely more cost effective if you were there firsthand.
Yeah, and we've been vandalized, batteries stolen out of my vehicles, anything laying out, that doesn't get put up, it disappears. A couple years ago, I bought a brand new, really nice gas grill. Had it 2 weeks before they took off with that. Had a canopy out here, a 10-foot by 20-foot canopy, so I could sit out in the shade outside in the summertime, and that lasted about 4 hours, and they stole that. I can go on and on and on. They've tried to kill my dog. They've thrown rocks at me. It's a different kind of life.
Wow. So do you have to have like security cameras and stuff like that?
I have my own cameras, yes.
Okay, okay. I figured that you would because I mean, if something only lasts 4 hours, you'd want to know like where they came, what direction they came from, and where they went with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last attempt they did on me was about a week and a half ago. They tried to break into my car about 1 o'clock in the morning, but the car alarm went off and woke me up, and they ran before I could catch them.
Do you think that they were trying to steal the car so that they could take off and drive off?
They have broken into my cars before, just cleaning it out, rip the glove box off, get what they can out of there, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They
Wow.
would never get out of here. See, the bridge that comes onto this property is got they're locked and they're remote controlled, so they can't get across the bridge on a vehicle
Okay.
without somebody opening the gate for them.
Oh, okay, okay. So, okay, that's good to know. Wow. What is like the most unnerving thing that you've encountered on your property? Like something that was the most maybe upsetting to you, or for lack of a better word.
The most upsetting to me
Yeah.
was a couple of years ago. The cartel actually had a bounty on my dog because if she's outside, nobody gets through. She starts barking, lets me know. I go out and either apprehend them or call Border Patrol or push them toward Border Patrol or whatever. And this teenager came. Part of what I'm going to tell you is going to be off the record, but I'll tell you.
Okay.
Teenager came over here one day and decided he was going to collect on the bounty, and he was throwing rocks at her. He hit her a few times,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard her yelling, and I went out the door. As soon as he saw me, he took off. Well, 2 mornings later, about 6 o'clock in the morning, I let her out to go to the bathroom, and she screamed like I'd never heard her before. And I ran out the back door, and the same guy was standing over top of her with a piece of pipe. He had already hit her once and knocked her down, and he was getting ready to finish her off when I yelled and got his attention. She managed to get away from him. He took off up the hill away from me, and I got this high-powered nitrogen-charged air rifle,
Mm-hmm.
and I shot him in the shoulder, knocked him down, drew blood and everything,
Oh,
and I
good.
haven't seen him since.
Good. Hopefully you scared the crap out of him.
Well, it was the first attempt he made. I chased him back down to the border, and you know those little rocks that people got upset about because these poor Mexican kids were throwing rocks at Border Patrol. shot one of them and killed him here in El Paso.
Right.
Okay, let me tell you about them little rocks. That same day when I chased that kid back across the border, he was 50 feet the other side of the border. I turned around to get back in my truck, and Border Patrol came around the corner, jumping out of his truck at the same time, yelling at me to watch out. And I turned around just in time to catch a grapefruit-sized rock. Hit me in the shin so hard I thought he broke my leg.
Oh my gosh.
I still got a scar from that.
Oh my gosh.
There was a 2-day period there that was the worst I've had to deal with so far. Well, okay. That was one of them. Here's the other one. A few months ago, I left to go to the store, took my dog with me. We came back, and even before we got around the building to park, she was throwing a fit. So I let her out, and I went ahead and parked and ran up to the door. She was scratching and chewing at the door, and I knew there was somebody in there. So I jerked the door open as fast as I could and came in and faced down 4 Brazilians.
Wow.
One of them ended up in the hospital. They all 4 got arrested. 2 of them had been previously deported. And all they got was 30 days. And when right before Sunland Park PD was going to release them, Border Patrol found out, and they were there waiting, and they picked them up, and they've since been deported.
Oh my gosh. So it's like, it is, I can only imagine what you have to go through on a daily basis. Like, do you think that your daughter is affected by it? Do you think that she's scared?
When she's here, she used to come every weekend. I don't do that anymore because it's getting so bad. She comes here every other weekend. Or she used to come every weekend, now she comes every other weekend. And I don't let her go outside.
Oh, okay.
Unless me and the dog are out there.
Right.
And when all of us are out there, I got to tell you, if somebody was to go after my daughter, my dog would lay down and die for her.
Oh. That is a good dog. That is love right there. That is love.
You've never known what a really, and I didn't know this. When I got her as a rescue dog, I didn't know what kind of dog she was. But until you've had a domesticated coy dog, you don't know what a real dog is. She's fast. She's beautiful. I mean, she looks like a slightly overweight coyote. And she's incredibly intelligent. She's very territorial. You don't come here unless she knows you. If you do, she'll stop you. And she's dedicated like no dog I've ever seen before.
Wow. I'm so glad you have her. See, I work for a veterinarian, so I love stories like that. So, so I understand.
I love animals.
Now, I understand that obviously immigrants are coming onto your property and cross your property.
Yes.
When do you see them the most, during the day or at night?
They switch it up. It varies from day to day. Most of them I see late afternoon into the evening, and then it slows down overnight. Usually in the morning there's not much going on. Okay. But then when afternoon comes around again, usually after 2:30, 3 o'clock, it starts picking up heavily again.
Okay. Okay. So when you do see somebody, do you have a certain procedure that you have to follow? Do you have like Border Patrol on speed dial practically?
Yeah, I've got like 10 Border Patrol numbers on my phone.
Okay. Okay.
I call first thing I do is call Border Patrol. If there's not an agent in the area, I go ahead and detain them myself on the property. That way I'm not breaking any laws. And then I just, I make them sit down. And when I got the dog with me, they listen. I say sit down, they sit down. They wait. And then when Border Patrol comes, depending on the size of the group and how many agents show up, sometimes I hang around, sometimes I go back inside and do whatever.
Wow.
I mean, the other night, there was, I caught 7 Cubans. I sent you a picture of them, I think.
Yeah, I was actually live streaming on Wednesday, and one of the gals from United Constitutional Patriots was feeding me the info as it was happening on your property. Right.
Yeah, I was sending them to her, she was sending them to you. I knew that. But see, there was only one agent that showed up, and because they were, well, you saw the pictures of them. They were grown men between the ages of 25 and 35. And they were a little bit arrogant to start with, so I hung around just in case. No sense in leaving one out there to try and deal with that by himself.
Oh, for sure. How do they usually get there pretty fast when they're not, if there's not one in around? I mean, how, like,
It depends. Like, okay, a little while ago, about 13 or 14 illegals came through, and they came running. The dog alerted me as soon as she saw them start coming down the hill. And by the time I got out and got everything I needed, they were already past me, and they actually managed to get across the river. Except for they all got across the river, and I had to go across the bridge in my car. I managed to catch 3 of them. The rest of them got across Paisano onto some construction property. I don't know if they were caught or not, but I held those 3 there until Border Patrol show up. And the reason it took so long is because Border Patrol had just left 20 minutes before that in their van hauling some people in that I had caught before that.
wow.
And so there was no agents here. And it takes them round trip from what I'm guessing a round trip from here to their station in Santa Teresa back to here is about 40 minutes. So that was 40 minutes if there was nobody here to protect the line.
It sounds like you need a whole army there practically.
I'm telling you.
Sometimes, right? Now, when they come across onto your property, what do you notice about these people? Is there anything specific that is surprising to you about when you look at them? Like, what are they wearing?
It still surprises me that the Brazilians are arrogant assholes. They're rude snobs. I don't get it, and I'll tell you a story about the Brazilians. What I learned from talking to some of them in a minute. The Brazilians are almost always very well dressed. They've got nicer clothes than I can afford. They've always got expensive luggage. What they do, and I found discarded plane tickets. That's the reason I know what I'm getting ready to tell you now.
Okay.
They fly first class from Rio to Mexico City, and then from Mexico City to Juarez. If you watch you can go online and watch the flight schedules for Juarez Airport.
Right.
And anytime you see that flight train coming in, you've got about an hour and a half before they show up here.
Oh my
I've done
gosh.
my research. I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah. It sounds like it. So they're dressed to the nines and they're wheeling their little luggage behind them, and wow, and they flew here. And then I've heard about like Ubers and things like that.
Yeah, they'll either ride a city. There's some of the most of the buses in Juarez are privately owned. They don't have an actual city bus system, but they have specific routes they run. But there's one bus driver, I haven't been able to get a picture of his face yet. I've seen him many times, but he comes and goes as quickly as possible. But there's one bus driver that will haul illegals up to the border and drop them off and take off. And usually when there's the really large groups, he's the one that's doing it. I just haven't been able to get a picture of him in his bus yet.
Oh, wow.
But I will.
You will.
Now, here's an interesting story that's kind of upsetting. And I've talked to enough of these women coming from Brazil. I know what I'm talking about. Most of those people coming from Brazil are going up into the Boston area.
Boston, wow.
They have. I know. They sold themselves into slave labor and stuff like that. A lot of the women, I'll be honest, a lot of these Brazilian women that are coming across the border here are incredibly beautiful. And what they don't realize is they have sold themselves as sex slaves.
Oh my gosh.
Some of them know it, and they do it anyway. That's how I know about it.
Wow.
I mean, they come up with these huge wads of money in their pockets and everything. They're arrogant. I have actually watched them try to make Border Patrol carry their luggage for them.
Oh my gosh.
Border Patrol won't do it. They won't do it.
Good. Wow, that's some nerve.
You know, you go into a foreign country, and they have passports and everything, and they think that they're supposed. I had an agent tell me a story one time. He was processing a lady from Brazil. She was sitting at his desk and he was filling out paperwork, asking her questions. In the middle of all this, she stopped him and asked, "How long is this going to take? Because I've got a flight at the airport this evening."
Oh, holy cow! Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow, this is.
And I asked him, "Well, what did you do?" He said, "I slowed down." She must have.
That's great. I would have too. Oh my gosh, that just blows my mind.
Like I said, I see it every day. I see it firsthand. I've seen it for so long. I can. The sad part is I should know Spanish better than I do. because I deal with it so much. And hell, my ex-wife is Mexican. But well, the problem is her English was really good, so I wasn't pressured to learn Spanish. I learned a little, but not enough.
Okay. So do they say,
like I said,
when they come over the border, do they say anything to you?
Some of them do, yeah. I've had them cuss me out. I've had a few of them trying to get violent with me. Fortunately, I'm not a small guy.
Uh-huh.
I've had to take a few of them down in self-defense. I don't get physical with them unless they get physical with me.
Okay.
The last thing I want is to hurt somebody. I mean, because 9 times out of 10, there's kids involved in it too, and I feel bad for the kids. They've been not the Brazilian kids. I mean, they flew up here first class and everything. They haven't suffered at all. But the kids from Guatemala, Honduras, they had a grueling trip to get up here, and you can look at these kids and see their suffering. I've seen people come across the border with tuberculosis. I've seen people come across the border so dehydrated and exhausted they can barely walk.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. And it scares me sometimes. I have seen people sit out here on the wall waiting on Border Patrol to show up, coughing up blood.
Oh, dear God. Wow.
And I know. Usually when that happens, the first thing I do when I come inside is take a shower.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea for sure. Have you ever felt the need like you had to get somebody water just to keep them alive or food?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Not food, just water.
Just water. Okay. All right.
I keep a couple bottles of water in my car, mostly for the kids.
Uh-huh.
I have taken, when they've been sitting, there's the entrance to the plant, there's about a 2-foot tall brick wall that I make them sit on normally. And there's been nights when once Border Patrol gets here, I'll come back inside and grab an old blanket for the kids because it's so cold outside, and they've been in this all day. Sometimes it's raining. The only ones that I feel bad for are the kids. You'll see situations sometimes where you see these kids, it'll break your heart.
Yeah.
I don't care how tough you are, it'll break your heart.
Does it concern you, as obviously you're in the Southwest, you're in the desert? Does it concern you as we get into the warmer months that with the heat, that you could have more problems?
It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to get worse.
Now, because I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you've had probably an increase in recent months of people crossing your land.
I would say at least 5-fold.
Oh my gosh, that much!
In the last 3 or 4 months, it's went up that much. I mean, when Trump got elected and it dropped off, I was seeing 3, 5, maybe 10 a week. And now I'm seeing 10 an hour. It's phenomenal, the difference. It's just unbelievable.
Oh wow! So, and then as it gets hotter there, and with these kids that they keep bringing over and recycling, that could get scary.
A lot of people aren't aware of this, and there's a law that needs to change, and the Democrats got this law enacted. When they come across, I can take all the photographs I want. I'm a private citizen; it's my property. Nobody can stop me. Border Patrol is not allowed to take pictures of the kids.
Oh.
That's why these kids keep getting recycled, because they can't identify them.
Oh, wow. You just taught me something. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I found that out about a month and a half ago. And the worst part, I used to have thousands of photographs, but I got a new phone not that long ago, and I lost all my old photographs.
Do you ever... oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can honestly say without a doubt, since I've lived here, I have caught more than 1,000 illegals myself, not counting what I've helped Border Patrol catch.
Oh my gosh. Like, I'm loving this conversation. Like, I'm sorry for what you have to go through, but I just am...
I know. You're learning things you didn't know.
Yeah.
It amazes me because, I'm right across the river from El Paso. I'm actually south of the Rio Grande.
Okay.
Most people don't know that the Rio Grande doesn't follow the border all the way. But most people in El Paso, right here on the border, they have no idea. They listen to the local news, and this is a liberal city with liberal news coverage. They don't know what's going on down there. They don't know, and it's right in their own backyard. And then when they get interviewed, well, no, there's no problem on the border. That's because they haven't been exposed to it.
They're too busy living their daily lives with their eyes on their cell phones and
Right.
drinking their Starbucks, having their grand old life and not paying attention to what's really happening there.
Oh God, don't get me started on Starbucks. I make my own coffee. I grind my own beans. I refuse to pay $6 for a cup of coffee.
I'm impressed.
Well, I'm an ex-trucker, okay? Coffee is an important part of my life.
Oh yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you have an easement between your property and the actual border, like of what's considered federal land, or is it boom, 1 inch is yours and 1 inch is theirs?
Another interesting story for you.
Okay.
This, I told you this is a brick plant.
Right.
This brick plant, this property was incorporated back in 1887 as El Paso Brick.
Okay.
Not me personally, but we were here when New Mexico was still a territory.
Uh-huh.
Our property line stops on the international border, and the federal government, without our permission, does not have a right-of-way.
Oh.
There's only about 3 pieces of property on the entire southern border that have that right. This is a very historical piece of property.
Wow. Okay, okay.
And the funny thing is, it's actually up for sale.
Your property is?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Do you find it's difficult because of what goes on that
We've only just decided we want to sell it. We haven't marketed it yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Although I will say this, a wall would make this property worth a whole lot more.
That was going to be my next question. If the government came in and said, "Hey, we need to build the wall right here," would you be okay with that?
We would not stand in their way. We would not even make them pay us.
Wow,
we want the wall that bad. And not for the property value, but for our own damn safety.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you would be okay with them and all their equipment on your property just to put that up?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Like I said, we have a really great relationship with Border Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, the last regional director, his name was Dave Toothman, he actually gave my dog one of those tie-tack Border Patrol badges to put on her collar.
Oh.
Now, I don't let her wear it because I'm afraid she'll lose it, but it's hers and it's on a shelf.
That's awesome. That's sweet. That's not something I would put on and take a picture of and then put it somewhere safe too,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you see okay, because obviously I've never seen your property, but does Border Patrol, their trucks, do they come right along the border line there?
No, they come onto the property. We don't stop them. We don't stop them. Usually, not always, especially here lately, but usually there's almost always 2 agents on the property. We got 150 acres.
Uh-huh.
And we actually have 2,000 feet on the border.
Okay. All right. And
so yeah, we don't get. They've got sensors on our property and everything. We don't interfere with them. We work with them. I help them, and they help keep us safe.
Okay. All right. Have you ever had to come to their aid during a problem, where they were?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. That's you have a consistent ongoing reality show in your life here.
You have no idea. And the thing is, I would like to think that I'm not the only one that lives with this every day. There's plenty of people that own property on the border. I have to believe that I'm not the only one that has to get this in depth with it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But
it's good that you are speaking out and being a voice to the country, because there are so many people that still believe there is no crisis on the border. There's no problem on the border.
Yeah.
There's nobody coming over the border. What are we all talking about, right?
Out of sight, out of mind syndrome.
Exactly. Now, and the
thing is, I love my country. I'm a patriot. Not too crazy about the government, but I love my country, and I believe we should continue to be a sovereign nation. This is everything but a sovereign nation on the border right now.
Exactly. I absolutely agree with you. It's crazy down there. And I don't know how much you know about me and how much they told you about me. Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Southern California and then lived in Arizona for 10 years, and now I'm in Illinois but moving back to Arizona. So
Okay.
I'm gonna, though I won't be on the border like you are, I'm gonna be much closer to what the action is, all the action going on. And I
Right.
have a feeling, I'm in for uh quite an
A rude
awakening.
awakening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I get there about what's
Now
going on.
you're moving to Phoenix, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I saw one of your posts. You were talking about that.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, so have you seen one of my videos before then?
Well, you may know my username. I'm Handyman.
Oh, okay.
I've left quite a few comments on your
Yes, you
on
have.
your page.
Yes, you have. Well, now I can put a voice with a name, and maybe one day I'll have put a face with it.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Now, are we talking on a cell phone?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I'll send you a picture of my dog later on.
Okay, all right, awesome. That'd be great. I'd love to see her. Um, Now, have you encountered? I only have like two more questions for you, and then
Okay.
obviously if there's anything else that you want to add or let anybody know, you have an open mic. But when you have you actually encountered somebody that believes nothing is going on in the border and that there's no crisis? Like, have you encountered somebody who like actually argued,
Yes.
and what
Yes.
what do
And
you?
here's the scary part. Wait, hang on. Here's the scary part.
Yeah.
He was a professor from UTEP.
No shit.
No shit.
What did you say to him?
He wanted to bring some students over and let them dig some clay because it was an art. He was an art professor. I
Uh-huh.
think it's a waste, but and I said, yeah, you can do that, but you need to let me know exactly when you're going to do it so that I can be there with you. And he asked me why. I said, for your own protection. He said, protection from what? I said, from the illegals, the drug traffickers, and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
He said, what are you talking about? And I told him, and he had no idea. He said, no, that's not possible. I said, it is possible, and it's more than possible. It's happening.
Yeah.
And we argued for a little while. And the funny thing is, after the phone conversation, I still gave him permission to come over.
Uh-huh.
After the phone conversation, he called me back about an hour later and said, I've done some research and I'm sorry. I said, sorry for what? He said, for arguing with you. You're right.
Oh my God.
I said, yeah. I said, thank you. Somebody finally admits it.
Wow.
And we've had the mayor and one of the city council members from Las Cruces came down here, I guess, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because they didn't believe it either. And the sad part is they were both liberals. They said that unfortunately we went down to the border with them and nobody crossed right then, so they assumed there's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And we argued back and forth. And finally, I looked at the mayor. We went back in the office, and she supports open borders and stuff like that. And I almost got in trouble with my business partner because I looked her dead in the eye. I said, let me tell you something. If you support open borders, you support child trafficking, you support human trafficking,
Mm-hmm.
you support drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and you support the gang violence that comes across an open border. And she told me I didn't know what I was talking about. And I stood up and said, no, you're just being a politician. And I walked out.
Good job. I would have too. Oh, that was all. You nailed that.
I'm not going to cower for anybody.
Good.
God, you can see some of the stuff I've had to put up with here. I've put myself in danger more than once.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to the point where it just doesn't scare me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm becoming hardened over it.
Yeah.
And I hate being that way because I think in some small way, I've got an 11-year-old daughter, and I think in some small way it affects my relationship with her.
Mm-hmm. I can see. I can see what what you're thinking there. I could understand that as a parent myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't know firsthand because I'm not in your situation, but I can imagine a situation like that and what it would feel like and what I would be thinking too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just and that angers me.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to live like this. I shouldn't have to feel this way.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to run away from I've been here so long, it's my home.
Right.
I'm not going to run away from my home because of a bunch of criminals across the border and a bunch of politicians on this side of the border.
Mm-hmm. Good. We're Americans and we don't negotiate with.
Yeah, and my American rights go all the way up to touching the border.
Right.
I don't. America should be safe everywhere, not just certain areas.
Yes, agreed. Absolutely. Now, I just had
another politician came. We have politicians come down down here periodically. I've even met John Kelly here.
Oh, okay.
And Jeff Sessions. There was some, I don't remember their names now because they weren't big name politicians, but they were state representatives.
Okay.
Or U.S. representatives that come down here one day, and a lady was arguing for it and everything. Mm-hmm. And she said, and one of the arguments she made was, these people are poor, they need help. And I looked at her dead in the eye and said, you know what? How many American kids you think are going to go to bed hungry tonight? Mm-hmm. And she looked at me. Hang on just a second. My dog is going off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's your guys.
Okay.
Come on. I got to get her inside. She won't leave me alone. Come on. She was barking, so I had to go check and see what it was, and it was the Patriot guy just pulled up.
Okay, all right.
And I asked her after that. I said, "How many of those kids do you think will end up sleeping in the backseat of a car or a Greyhound bus station or something like that?" Mm-hmm. She couldn't answer that. I said, "How many veterans are going to kill themselves this week because you guys didn't keep your promise to them?"
Right.
And then I really pissed them off. There was 3 of them down there, and they was with us. So I don't know if it was Secret Service or what. I said, "Now here's the really funny thing, lady." So what's that? I said, "You're trespassing." Mm-hmm. She said, "We are Congress people." I said, "It doesn't matter. That doesn't give you the right to trespass on people's property. I'm going to ask you to leave now."
Nice.
And one of the guards looked at me and looked at her and looked back at me, and I nodded at him. And he said, "Yeah, I'm afraid we have to go." And they left.
Wow. That's awesome.
Now I'm going to blow your mind. And
okay.
You can ask whatever you want after that. I'm looking for a video on YouTube. Have you got a computer in front of you?
No, actually, I don't even own a computer. My whole channel is done completely from my phone.
Oh my gosh.
I know,
okay.
right?
So you have access to YouTube?
Yes, I do, obviously. Yes.
Okay, I'm in a few places on YouTube.
Okay.
The Trump rally here in El Paso.
Uh-huh.
I was there.
Yeah.
And the very first protester that tried to throw a banner over the rail to upset everybody, I was the guy that stopped them.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
And I got a thumbs up from the president.
Yeah, that's awesome. That rocks.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's and it was totally unexpected. I was sitting there talking to people next to me. And the crowd started roaring, and I looked down and saw what was going on, so I jumped up, and I was only 3 rows back. Mm-hmm. I ran down and pulled the flag out of their hands, gave it to another guy. He tossed it over to the side, and I escorted the girls out, one in front of me and one behind me. And the one behind me actually hit me in the back. But, are we on right now?
Yeah, we are.
I just seen a live stream interview with a...
I told you we were going to be live. See, now you have to turn down YouTube, though, because there'll be some feedback.
Okay, all right, you got me on that one. I thought, okay.
Well, you've been on a roll this whole time, and so this, like, everybody knows now this is you.
Well, that's because I didn't know I was online.
You got to turn down the YouTube, though, otherwise there's feedback. I can hear it.
I just turned it off.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Okay. What else do you want to know?
My only other question was, have you had any experiences where you were like positive that drugs were being pulled across? Like they were trying to.
Yes.
Drugs were coming across your property. They were trying to carry them.
The last one that I was personally involved in was just last week.
Last week, okay.
The Patriot guys were here, and I was taking them down, showing them where was the best place to set up and everything. Mm-hmm. And there were 4 teenagers sneaking across the border with backpacks. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, by the time we got to them, they were already back on the other side.
Oh, wow.
So they got away, but we got the drugs back out. I'm sure they came across somewhere else later on, which blows a myth that the liberals want to tell you that drugs only come through the port of entry. That's not true.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I was hoping that you would say that, and you did. I'm like, because I know. But there are people out there that don't believe that they're toted across, the middle of the desert. And it amazes me.
Yeah. Yeah, and usually that doesn't happen until after dark, and that's usually when Border Patrol brings the helicopters in because they know somebody's coming across with drugs,
Mm-hmm.
and they stay until they find them.
Okay.
Sometimes they find them, sometimes they don't. But yeah, they'll actually every now and then they'll send somebody across with a backpack full of cardboard or something like that just to test the waters.
Oh. Wow. Now, do you ever get feedback from Border Patrol of like what, like after the fact, they're like, oh yeah, those are fugitives, or something like that? Are they even allowed to tell you that?
It depends on the agent.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pretty good relationship with most of the Border Patrol agents in this area.
Mm-hmm.
I even get Christmas presents sometimes. Yeah, they're pretty good about what they're allowed to keep me informed about. They keep me informed about, and sometimes they go a little farther than what they should. But I don't, I don't tell people what they tell me. So
right. I just,
it's an honor system.
I'm sure that they're absolutely,
and they keep me informed.
I'm sure they have, just like any agency would have rules about what they could or could not say. I was just curious if, if you ever got feedback of whether or not you had definitely had fugitives or criminals, or if they were, yeah, okay.
The last really bad one was about 2.5 years ago. We caught a Syrian on the property.
Oh, wow.
So that blows the theory terrorists don't come to the U.S. through the southern border. Yes, they do, and I saw it myself.
Yep. Thank you. We all know this. Everybody who's watching this channel and, are subscribers to my channel, they know what you're saying is the truth.
I hope so.
But hopefully this will get shared.
Painting this with bright colors. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully this will get shared, and I mean, it's our job as patriots to get the truth out there, because it's amazing there are people that still think there's no problem, and it's people like, you who are speaking, me who, have a platform to put people who want to speak out there for the people to hear and, find out what really is going on. So
yeah.
I absolutely appreciate those. I mean, that was all the questions I had, unless there's any other, little juicy tidbits you want to add in.
I don't know what else to add.
I'm so appreciative that you have taken the time to come on my channel and answer these questions and talk to my viewers and tell your story. I just want you to know.
People need to know.
Yeah,
people need to know.
I just want you to know that I absolutely appreciate you and everything, and I'm so sorry that you have to go through this on a daily basis. Yeah.
I've gotten used to it, I guess.
You sound pretty tough, though. You sound pretty tough.
When you leave Illinois, headed for Phoenix, if you're coming through El Paso, give me a call and meet me for coffee.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to probably take a few phone calls and get some feedback on our conversation from my viewers. So if you want to hang out, after this phone call and watch, you're welcome to. Or obviously you've got some United Constitutional Patriots there, I hear. So.
Well, they're outside. That's what Athena was barking about. They had just pulled up. My guess is they're probably down on the border by now.
Okay. All right. Well, be safe tonight, and thank you again for answering all my questions and telling your story. And I know I'll talk to you again sometime. So.
I'm sure we will.
All right.
And thank you for getting the word out. Letting people know what's going on.
All right. You take care.
What you do is really important.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Holy shit. Do you guys believe that? I mean, I'm not asking if you really believe that. I mean, we obviously believe that. I'm saying, like, I really think that I should have popped some popcorn before that, because that was some juicy info. Wow. He's amazing. Can I just tell you that? He's amazing. Like, he's my newest hero. Can I tell you that? Don't worry, Mr. Atomic is not going to get jealous. He knows I have a lot of heroes. But wow, okay. So there's a couple little tidbits I want to talk to you about. Just, I mean, we're talking tidbits, and then if you guys want to call in a minute, and I'll tell you when. And you guys want to give your feedback or talk about anything in regards to the border, I'll take a few phone calls because I still got plenty of battery. I realize we're at 50 minutes, so we still got some time. We can do this. Black Bar just gave out the telephone number. Don't call yet. I'll tell you when. But you guys, here's my other little juicy little announcement I have for you. Last night, I, Atomic News, was sworn in as a United Constitutional Patriot. So I am now officially part of the United Constitutional Patriots. And you guys have heard me talk about them on my channel like a bajillion times. I post their footage all the time on my channel. So yeah, if you want to see the lowdown and what's going on that border between US, Mexico, El Paso area, right where that border wall ends, boom. These guys have the details, and they have been kind enough to send that information to me. I posted it to my platform. We have been communicating for quite some time now and have all become friends, and they asked me to officially be part of the group, and it's official. So one thing I'm going to tell you guys about that I learned about last night from some of our guys down on the border is something that they're doing on the border. Okay, this is something that they're doing on the border to let everybody in the town south of the wall know when it's safe to cross and when it's not safe to cross. Okay, they apparently have a loudspeaker that they make announcements on all hours of the day and night. Okay, we're talking middle of the day, middle of the night. Okay, loudspeaker. Why would you need a loudspeaker? Let's just get real here. Okay, to make an announcement to the town in the middle of the night, unless you were doing something you shouldn't be. Okay, they figured out the code. Okay, they're announcing something over the loudspeakers into the town, and it's called hot corn, cold corn. Okay, there's somebody who sells corn. Okay, and when he announces hot corn, like he's telling people the corn is hot, come by for me, the corn is hot. When he's saying hot corn, that means no cross. Don't cross. Border Patrol is out there. United Constitutional Patriots are out there. It's not safe for you to cross the border at this moment. When he calls cold corn, everybody's good to go. That's juicy, isn't it? That's some juicy corn right there. All serious though, that's their corn. Corn is their code in that town right there, okay? Hot corn, cold corn. And that's their signal over the loudspeaker so everybody can hear, including everybody on our side of the border, in the middle of the night, and lets them know whether or not it's safe to cross the border. The shit they come up with, it just amazes me. And then just so you guys know, the trains, they're using the trains that go through there. There's a train track right on the border. At a certain point, it's almost like being parallel to the border wall. And fugitives, criminals, are using the trains to get into the US. And now, thanks to United Constitutional Patriots, the trains are being stopped by Border Patrol. And I was like, well, how the heck are they stopping these trains? Right? It's not like they can stand there on the train tracks and be like, stop in the name of border control. They can't do that. Okay. But they radio in when they see the train that they have concern about, and they tell the train they need to stop. So they will Border Patrol park their truck across the train tracks, and that train will then slow down and come to a stop. Several Border Patrol agents will surround the train, and they will inspect wherever they need to inspect. They did find one coyote, and I think it was 4 fugitives earlier in the week. And the footage of that I just posted last night. Last night. It is on my channel. I think I called it something about, one train, one coyote, and four fugitives, or something like that. And you can actually go see where on the train they left their stuff behind, like socks and things like that, and personal belongings on the train where they were riding along and hiding, trying to get into the US. Well, guess what? They were caught. They were busted. But it's continuing to happen, and it's probably been happening. And they had the suspicion that something was happening with the trains because the trains were doing some weird things. But at least we have confirmed now that the trains on this train track that come through are a problem and are being used by illegals to cross the border. So, that is some pretty juicy info. If you guys want to call in right now, if somebody wants to call in, you're welcome to. Moderators, you can throw up that number again. It's 779-333-9628. If you guys want to let me know what you thought, about that caller, anything that he said, your thoughts about what's going on the border, anything border related, we can talk about it. Because still has some time, and girl still has like 80% charge on her phone. So, but while I'm waiting, and hopefully one of you guys will call, United Constitutional Patriots right now is in need of donations, and I'm gonna plug that right now. They are on the border, just they're volunteering their time. They're not getting paid to do this. They're doing this because they are patriots and they want to keep our country safe. But they are in need of a few things on the border, and some of those things are dry food goods, dried goods, gas cars, because they do have a generator down there that they need to keep powered up. So anything that's like a prepaid gas card they could use. Binoculars, you guys, they need these binoculars so that they can see. Oh, here we go. I'll get back to that in a sec. Somebody from New Mexico. Whoa. Hi, this is Laura from Atomic News.
Hello, this is She-Wolf.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, She-Wolf, honey. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I loved the interview with Jeff. That was awesome. I told you he would tell you some great intel, and I mean, he is so knowledgeable from living there on the border for so long, and I really feel bad that, he can't have his daughter over there on a regular basis because of what's happening on the border. It's really impacting his life.
Absolutely. Like, thank you so much for connecting me with him.
Yeah, I just wanted to call in and say thank you so much for this. I was really looking forward to the interview tonight, and wanted to hear what you had to say. And I was very interested on your question to him about, whether or not there was an easement on his property, a federal easement, and interested about his answer. And hopefully our president can get the wall built before he ends up selling that property to a Democrat that won't let him build the wall.
Exactly.
I mean, he's worked with the. In fact, he's not sworn in yet, but he is a member of the United Constitutional Patriots, and he is working well with them. And like he said, our men are down there with him right now, and so. I mean, we're all working together trying to protect our back door, and the Democrats are just putting up roadblocks every which way, and it's really sad.
Yes, absolutely. He has one heck of a job down there right now, and so do you guys.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I'm just the support from afar right now.
Well, you'll be down there soon. We'll all get to meet face to face.
Absolutely.
We'll go out for coffee or donuts or something.
Yes. For sure.
So anyway, I just wanted to call in and say thank you so much, and we appreciate you for everything you're doing. And thank you for your help, and I can't wait to meet you when you get down there.
All right. I can't wait either. You guys stay safe, and
Okay.
I know I'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye. I love her. She's so nice. But going back, some of the things that they need down there on the border, you guys, United Constitutional Patriots, sleeping bags, you guys, sleeping bags. Hold on, somebody was trying to, I think, somebody tried to call and I missed the call. I guess it came in just as I was talking to She-Wolf. If you want to call back, you can call back. Oh, I'm getting text messages too. But I did miss a phone call, so whoever that was, if you want to call back, you're welcome to call back. They could use some ATVs right now, you guys, some dirt bikes to get through the dirt. In the desert area. It's hard when you're just on foot. So if there's anybody that has any of those items that they can donate, you can either contact United Constitutional Patriots directly on Facebook, or you're welcome to email me and I'll put you in touch with the right person. My email is always in the description box after this video uploads. You're going to have the link to United Constitutional Patriots. You're going to have my email. You're going to have the link to get an Atomic News TV t-shirt if you want to. Just saying. And you also have a PayPal link for both me and United Constitutional Patriots if you want to make any donations and help out in this fight against what's going on the border. We are at 1 hour. If there's any last person that wants to call in, speak now or forever hold your peace, you guys. I did put a poll on my channel, like in the community section, of whether or not you guys wanted me to live stream Saturday or Sunday, or both Saturday or Sunday this weekend. Girl's a little tired. I don't know if I'm going to live stream tomorrow night, okay? But if I do, I'm going to put it in the community section, so you have to go over there and look and see what's happening. I'll update you. But I am going to move to a more consistent schedule for live streams, okay? Not do videos. I'll tell you about that in just a sec. Here's a phone call. Somebody calling from Illinois. Oh, Illinois. Hi. Hi, this is Atomic News TV.
Hey, Laura, this is Paula from Telling the Truth News.
Hi, Paula.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi. Oh, fine, thank you. Thank you. Enjoying your chit-chatting tonight. Very, very interesting news. I have been following you for a long time, and I share the heck out of your videos. I give you so much support out there. I try to draw everybody into you in true conservative minutes, and we're all patriots here. But my question to you is, do you know anything about the fingerprinting? Are they fingerprinting down there? I can't find any information about it.
Fingerprinting the people that they're apprehending on the border?
Correct.
I would think that they are, but I can find out for sure for you if you want.
Yeah, I just couldn't find anything about it, that was convinced me that it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How that goes.
Okay. I mean, that's an excellent question. That's an excellent question. I honestly don't have the answer to that. I would hope that they would be, especially, to help keep track of, fugitives and criminals. I would hope that they would do, photos and fingerprints and facial scans, all that kind of, complicated stuff. I don't know for sure, but I can guarantee you I can find out.
Oh, that'd be great. Would appreciate that very much.
You know what?
Okay, Laura. Well, it's great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. I'm kind of honored that you've been watching for so long. Email me.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I want you to email me. Email me though, so that I can get you that information. Okay. That way, I have your email.
Okay. Okay, great. Will do.
Okay, and I'll put that in the description box when this uploads.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Have a good night, hon.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I'm always humbled, I guess you could say, when somebody says they've been watching me. Oh my. What? Hold on. I know who this person is. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hi, this is Atomic News TV.
Turn it down.
I know who this is. Hi.
Hello.
Can I say
Hi.
can I say who you are?
Sure.
This is okay, guys. This is my mommy. You guys, this is my mom. My mom is on my channel.
We're watching you on the TV. I was able to hook you up.
Well, damn. Have you been watching the whole thing from the beginning, or did you just jump in?
Yes, you did a great job, sweetie. But I wanted to remind you of something.
Okay.
Do you remember when your dad used to have a truck?
Yes. The white
And
truck.
what happened to that truck?
Yes, and you know what, Mom? I've actually briefly touched on this a long time ago, but I'm so glad you brought it up. I want everybody who's watching my channel to know right now that my dad's truck was stolen from where he worked, okay, from the parking lot while he was working, okay, and was stolen by a ring of illegals that used these stolen cars to truck people back and forth over the border in the desert.
Yeah.
And so when they find,
you know what? It reminded me of when he was talking about these people leaving all their personal things.
mm-hmm,
When we went and they had finally found your dad's truck, which was absolutely trashed,
mm-hmm,
with flat tires and scraped up and dented up, because they were traveling at night and whatever they hit, they hit.
mm-hmm,
But it was full of all their crap,
mm-hmm.
almost literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so this is the route to where you are now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Didn't they find a backpack and toilet paper and I mean,
yeah.
the truck was.
And talk about the socks and the personal items, gum, food trash.
Food trash. The whole truck was trashed. It was totaled.
And you know your dad's truck was a gorgeous truck, had wonderful wheels on it.
It did. It did. I remember.
And so Mr. Atomic has the best idea that make sure you have a stick shift, not an automatic.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's almost like the oh gosh, what were those things where you put it on the steering wheel and locked the steering wheel a long time ago?
Yes.
That's extra security on your car or your truck is to have a stick shift.
Oh, trust me, your dad puts the one he used to have on his truck, he puts it on our golf cart now.
My mom and dad have a golf cart because that's a thing in Arizona, and I'm sure it is in any of the desert areas, is that you're legally allowed to drive a little golf cart around, and on the street to the grocery store, and so they have a golf cart now.
When you're retired.
Well, at least you know they're not going to steal the golf cart to truck illegals over the border, right?
Exactly. Hey, they'll take anything.
If it's not bolted down, they'll steal it in Arizona.
Exactly.
And even if it is, they'll try.
You feel so violated when they do something like that.
Yes. Yes.
And so your dad, in honor of this occasion, has decided that we'll send a donation, okay?
Awesome. I love you guys. 2 months.
We love you too, sweetie.
2 months and I'll be there.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. That was my mom. Oh, here we go. El Paso, Texas. Boom. Okay, I'll take this one for shizzle. Hold on. Hi, this is Atomic News.
It's me. It's me, handyman again, Jeff.
Hey, how's it going? What's up?
Oh, pretty good. I had an idea I wanted to mention, and I totally forgot to, and I
Okay.
think it's a really great idea.
Okay.
If I break the law and go to jail and I want out of jail, I have to pay a bail.
Yes.
Shouldn't they have to as well? Instead of just
Yeah.
getting released the way they are? Imagine how much money we could raise doing that.
Oh my, yes. Yes, honey. Talk to me about it. Talk about
Well,
fun. Talk about
I
Mexico
think that
paying
we
for the
should have to-
wall.
Yeah, I think that should, that's not fair that Americans have to pay a bail to get out, but they don't. And they broke the law. That's why they're in jail in the first place.
Mm-hmm. But we want to give them rights, right? We want to let them vote and drive. So why not have the same rights as everybody else, or lack of rights, right?
Right, exactly. And that was it. I just wanted to call you back because I remembered I wanted to say that.
That's
And I
perfect.
did send you 2 pictures of Athena.
Yes, I saw those text messages come through. I can't wait to look after this. I can't wait to see her.
Okay. All right, I'll let you go back to everybody else.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
He has an excellent point. I mean, this man is really intelligent, okay? If they want to have an open border and let all these people in and have the golden ticket of coming into the US, and have all these freedoms and these rights, then why not get treated just like we would, right? Makes complete sense to me. Anybody want to disagree with that? I don't know. I doubt there would be, unless you're a liberal. Speaking of liberals, you guys, I posted a video last night. It's just a clip of a really long video that Paloma for Trump put up. But it's her basically debating with a flaming liberal socialist, whatever you want to call her. This girl was clearly agitated and like picking at her hair and couldn't like make eye contact. They totally demonetized that video of mine. I was like, are you kidding me? And there wasn't any bad words. There was nothing. Okay. And I was like, there's no reason other than censorship. Okay. Censorship. It's happening to me. This whole entire month has been a fight for me on YouTube. YouTube has tried to demonetize literally every other video I post, and I have to send it through review, and they have taken their sweet ass time reviewing them every single time. That used to be like within a couple hours and then I'd be good, right? And now they're taking like 2 days. So this entire month has been a fight. But I realize, I'm on YouTube as something more than just here as a side gig. You guys, I'm here to be a voice, to use this platform to be a voice and to fight. And I'm not going to stop fighting just because YouTube is being kind of a-holes to me. Just so you guys know. I will not be silenced. So, I hope that you guys have all enjoyed this live stream. I mean, I've had a lot of people in here today. I think at one time we had like 130 people. I think that broke my max. 130 people at one time. That rocks my socks, you guys. That's my term for tonight. In case you didn't notice. And I still have like 90 people in here. Okay, so that's great. I want to thank every one of you that watches my channel, everybody that's subscribed. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And then people that are new here and coming in and supporting. And thank you so much. You guys make sure that you share this after it uploads and let the world know what's going on, because this interview tonight was firsthand experience. This was the truth. This is real. This is reality. This is what's going on the border. And it shouldn't be hidden from the world. So make sure you share. Make sure you know what, you have my permission to text it out to your friends, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter. I don't care. Okay? Get it out there. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. I hope you guys will be back for the next live stream. Stay tuned in the community section for when I'm going to do another one. Oh, last thing. I was going to say, I'm going to try and stick to a more normal schedule instead of kind of like not sure what's happening. Tuesdays and Saturdays. That's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to shoot for Tuesdays and Saturdays. Because United Constitutional Patriots, they do their radio show Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I obviously don't want to conflict with them. So I'm going to go with Tuesdays and Saturdays, and maybe I'll do one Sunday from time to time. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see. I gotta talk to Mr. Atomic. We'll see what he says. Um, he knows I've been working hard lately, and he's kind of like, you need to rest. But you guys keep an eye out also for the collaboration with Let's Be Frank and the other channels that I mentioned earlier, Pinoy News, the Wright Brothers, Triggered Newscast, and myself, okay? Coming out on the Democrat candidates. And we're going to talk about their policies and their platforms. And in the end, after all those videos drop on the Let's Be Frank channel, we're going to have a little debate. That's going to be so much fun. Like, I find so much joy in that. Can I just tell you? And I'm going to do Pocahontas. Yes, I am going to cover Elizabeth Warren. So keep an eye out for that video. I'll keep you guys posted. And you guys have a good night. Oh, somebody asked time as to when those videos come out. They're going to start dropping this week on the Let's Be Frank channel. So you have to go over there and subscribe to Let's Be Frank if you want to see those videos. He is hosting all of this. So it's a collaboration. Hopefully that's what you meant by time. But as I was saying, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you guys have a great night. And you guys know my exit. Until next time, peace out.